Hi there, and welcome to the Big Brit Showcase. I'm your host, Phoebe Hudson, and thank you so much for joining us here today. We have 5 strands lined up for you to showcase their work. First, let's head off to the theatre department, where we have a Year 10 student, Willow Sawyer.
Hello, my name is Willow Sawyer. I'm in Year 10 and I go to Brit for Theatre. And the reason that I got into acting, I've always been like a really loud, dramatic kid all the time. But the reason that I actually got into acting was because I have an older sister, and she suffered with she has really severe autism. She's doing much better now, but when she was younger, she struggled to communicate a lot. So we took her to a drama class and I went along with her so it would build up her confidence. And that's when I really started learning how to act and how exciting it was to be in shows and learn your lines and work with other people who also enjoy acting as well. I did that when I was around 6, and then when I left, it was a drama class called Helen O'Grady. But when I left, I actually started going to a musical theatre class to see how I liked that. It was called Stagecoach, and I went there for 3 years. And there I kind of just experienced, it was bigger and it allowed us to go onto the stage and stuff. And I realised how much I really, really did enjoy acting and how much I really wanted to pursue it and learn how to get better at it and stuff. In the future, I do want to carry on going to Brit for post-16 for theatre, and hopefully then I will be able to get some headshots and go out and try and find different things because I want to act in TV shows and do presenting and stuff, so I want to get my face known more and maybe even go to uni for theatre. I'm not too sure yet, but hopefully I will get somewhere with acting. Joining the Brit School in Year 10, it was a big step from what I had been doing before because I did do an acting class, but I wasn't really I didn't go to auditions or anything like that. So I didn't really know what to expect when I came, but it was a very big surprise. It is a lot more interesting than I thought it would be because I didn't really know what I was expecting, and I didn't really know how many methods there were when it comes to acting and how many different techniques people use when it comes to acting. But it's been exciting, yeah, it's a big opportunity and I'm very grateful to have it. Studying theatre at the Brit School, it is very exciting. It's very exciting being around other people who love acting as well and want to pursue. And I love seeing how everyone else does things and how when we show each other performances, everyone's really, really encouraging, but also it's very interesting to see how other people would do something that you would do differently in a scene and you could take from them and learn from them. And also being in theatre, doing it as going to school and getting to do theatre a lot of the time now compared to what I was doing is so exciting, and it's such a big opportunity and I'm very happy that I got to have it.
It was so lovely to meet you, and what an amazing story you have about getting into Brit. Now let's settle down to watch her performance, Sob Story by Flowers in the Desert.
Homeless kids aren't homeless because they want to be. Homeless kids are usually the ones that aren't wanted. Either their parents died or left them. Oh sure, there's foster homes, but they don't really want you either. If they did, why would they keep getting rid of me? I didn't always have a home. I lived in the streets a little while, and surprise, there were lots of other kids there with me. People never thought we were homeless, even though we weren't dressed nice. Kids never dress nice. And sometimes we'd even get a 5-finger discount of something nice from the store. That's how I got caught. I hadn't been out there very long when they got me. Some kids are out there forever. They learn to survive. I didn't. They told me I'd rather come here to the Happy Rancher or go to jail. Sarge even came down to visit with me. He told me about the Happy Rancher, and despite the stupid name, it sounded kind of cool. And he did something most people never did for me. He asked me what I wanted. He really wanted to know what he could help me do for myself. I just broke down and cried. It seemed like I cried forever. I'd finally found someone who cared. Oh man, I must sound like a total dork. Real sob story, huh?
That was so good. Now it's time to meet some students who have been doing some hard work, doing performances Les Mis, Pippin and Chorus Line. It's time to meet the Year 13 musical theatre students.
Hiya, I'm Aaliyah.
I'm Erin.
I'm Dom.
I'm Jazz.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Molly. God, I started doing musical theatre when I was very, very little. I started with baby ballet when I was like 3, and it kind of just went from there. Did like drama schools outside of school, up to year 11, and then I came here.
Yeah, I'm very similar. I did ballet for a long, long time, and I actually wanted to do ballet first over musical theatre. Yeah, it is. And then local theatre school kind of took over from ballet once I realised that ballet was for very specific people. I was not one of those.
Yeah. I never really danced. I started doing acting, drama classes or whatever when I was 14, and I liked that. And then I started singing, I guess, and here we are.
Yeah, I was quite similar. I did baby ballet as well when I was younger, and I went to a dance school, so that was really fun. And then I came to my secondary school and I started doing more musicals, and I was Glinda in The Wizard of Oz. So yeah,
Cool.
That's so fun!
Cool.
Did you have a pink dress?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was quite similar. I kind of got roped into it in year 6, I think. They were girl, you need to be up on that stage in that end of year musical. And then my teacher was like, let's get her into some sort of Sunday school, and so went from there and just couldn't get out of it apparently. But no, I do love it.
Yeah. I think for me it was more my dad was obsessed with musicals, so he'd always play Joseph around the house, and then I decided to actually take it up and do clubs in primary school and stuff. And
Yeah.
I feel quite sure about what I want to do in the future, and it's definitely musical theatre.
Yeah.
I just like touring. Obviously, everyone wants to be in the West End.
Yeah.
But also, I'm so desperate to do voiceover work.
Oh really?
Fun.
Yeah,
That's cool.
the dream is to basically voice a character on Cartoon Network or something like that. I'm so desperate
I could
to
really
do
I
that.
can see you doing that.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, that, and then also audiobooks and stuff.
Yeah, I'm quite
Definitely.
similar. I think I want to go into musical theatre. I think if I don't at least try, then I think my whole childhood would have been.
I'm definitely going to try,
Yeah.
do the audition thing. But I'm not going to drama school, so I'm not doing the MT in drama school, so it's kind of how to get into it without doing that. Kind of just seeing where it goes, but I definitely want to do something more towards TV work, acting on screen. That would be what I want.
I mean, I am looking to go into music. I would love to do musical theatre in the future, but right now my heart's really in making music, and I think that's the great thing about Brit. I'm in musical theatre, but it's allowed me opportunities to do stuff with music and stuff, which is cool.
I kind of want to go down the MT route, but I think I'm kind of at the moment just waiting it out, seeing what I'm feeling, because drama school isn't for everyone first year round, I'd say.
A lot of people
it's
do.
no pressure to go into it straight away, so I'm just vibing with it. Might stay at Brit another year because they do a really cool course called the Bridge course, so that's studying acting for a level 4 qualification. So I might do that, see where that takes me. But I also really want to travel, so I really want to work in Disneyland.
I was
We're so desperate. We
princess.
spoke about this when we were doing it.
I'm too tiny to be a Disney princess though.
Really? No, but you could be like Alice.
Yeah, I could be Tinkerbell or something.
Yeah. I'd love to also be on West End. That would be great. But I also really want to be in a band, like a lead singer in a band.
That's fun.
Yeah, or a dance choreographer. So
cool.
it's just three
She has
completely different
options.
things.
Yeah.
It's jack of all trades. What would I say?
Jazz of all trades.
I think studying musical theatre at Brit is this is one of the best opportunities I've been given, because
For sure.
even though it seemed as I think the idea of musical theatre is it's just on stage, but we've done we did a course where we worked with key stage
2 or Key Stage 3 students, and we did like loads of different like acting work with all that. And I think it's really given people different ideas of where they can take musical theatre. And also I only started dancing really at Brit, and I think it's really developed like me as a person, I would say, if that makes sense. Like I think I've become so much better as a performer, and like it's just given me the opportunity to meet so many amazing people as well. So yeah.
That's lovely.
No, it's cool because like Erin, it kind of like given me the idea that just because I've studied musical theatre doesn't mean I have to do musical theatre.
Yeah.
And I think MT is such a good course to study because it gives you so much confidence in yourself as a performer. Like I have so much more confidence in singing, acting and dance. I could kind of go down any of the routes. So I love it.
And with that, like, I'm definitely someone who came and really boxed myself as a dancer,
Same.
like immediately. Like I literally remember first day, like people would be like, oh, like what's your thing? And I'm like, I dance. Like I only dance, and like everything else is just like fun, and I don't know how I'm here. But like through this, like through the past like 2 years, I've realised that there's no point in boxing yourself into a particular discipline, and like that's the beauty of musical theatre, is that everything is so open and there are so many routes you can go down. And
yeah, I completely agree with the whole confidence thing, because I remember we did this thing called acting through song in class, and I remember our teacher Rob said, who wants to go first, and no one put their hands up, and he said, well, if you were in a room and they said who wants a musical theatre career and no one put their hands up, how pointless would that be? And it got me thinking, why am I actually here? So ever since then I would always be the first one to put my hand up. So it's really like fixated.
Confidence.
Yeah, confidence into me,
Yeah, I think also working with so many different types of people, like
100%.
Brit is so diverse. Like coming to a school where so many people are so talented, everyone wants to be in the room, everyone who, because you have to work to get here, everyone is so much more driven in the room, so the product that we create is so much more meaningful, and it's so much like the quality is insane, like because of the talent in the room. So I think it's just really taken my like performance to the next level because of like how hard everyone works.
definitely.
And I think it's very rewarding, like doing MT here, because like you work across all the you don't do a proper show until it's your last term. Like, that's the last thing you do, and you know that you've worked every day of any project that you've done up until that point. It was really like
spend all that time training
in that one performance, and that's really rewarding when it goes well. So,
When it goes
And I think it shows everyone's development so much.
Definitely.
Like
absolutely.
especially because you spend so much time with so many different people across your first year and a half, and then you get to your final musicals and you're almost bubbled. Like I remember seeing a chorus line and watching Charlie Miller and thinking, you have grown so much since the last time I saw you perform.
So many people out, and
Like,
it's just like wow.
And there's something so
definitely.
powerful
It's amazing.
about seeing how quickly, like a year and a half, 2 years is not a long time.
I know.
It's flown by.
And the training here is intense, but it means that people are just developing so quickly, and they're growing up, and like you're growing up with these people, and you're seeing them develop their skills, but also develop as people.
Definitely. People.
No one looks like their lanyard anymore, that's for sure.
We all look like babies.
Oh my god, it was a massive like relief joining in year 12, because you come from doing a school studying like academic things. My school had an arts department, but like it wasn't an arts department. Do you know what I mean? Like I did drama GCSE, but it wasn't like, you know. And then I got here and I was like, oh my god, thank God. Like literally, thank God I don't have to sit in a classroom and listen to like. It was just such a relief for me joining in year 12, definitely. And it was a lot better, I think, for me personally joining in year 12 than year 10. It gave me an opportunity to really like realise what I wanted, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do A-levels or whatever, but I realised I'm so grateful I came here.
Yeah, my secondary school that I went to before, it never really had like, I did drama and music, but not like performing arts, because drama is very different to performing arts and music is very different to performing arts. And to be able to come here and like merge all of the different like skills, it was just like so like it was almost like freeing to be able to do like one subject that's dedicated to I don't want to say a hobby, but like the thing that I've done since I was a
It's like a
child.
passion.
Yeah. Rather than what you've been told to do.
There's always kind of like that fear of like joining in year 12, like, oh, there'll be people here before that have already made their friendships and stuff. But I feel like we really mixed, we mixed very well, I felt.
We're all similar.
And because even though like the people from year 10 were already there, I feel like you guys still felt new almost, because you had to meet new people as well. So it was just, everyone was in the same boat almost.
I definitely felt the same. There were so many similar personalities when I came here that it just felt really like a big community. So that I think that was made it a lot easier to join in year 12.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really nice.
Yeah, on the community thing, I was really lucky that my school did offer performing arts, and it wasn't this, but it was good for a random secondary school in the middle of nowhere. But coming here, it's actually the best thing about starting in year 12 was how open-minded people were. Like, I could actually come and be myself, and even just being open about sexuality and like expression of any kind, it's just so welcoming here. And like that's the biggest difference. Like, there's not such an expectation to know everything about yourself here like immediately, and like I don't know, there's just something about the community that is so welcoming and liberating.
Okay, as soon as I came here, I felt like I could be myself straight away.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, I'd say definitely since year 12, like the change in so many people, including myself, has been insane. Like, I just feel like I just felt like I was such a child in year 12. Like, I look back and I'm just like, I was so little, I was so young, but I still knew what I wanted to do, because coming here we all had the same goal. But just being like the support from everyone, it's definitely a community, but support from everyone, no matter like what strand you are either. Like, just because you're from MT doesn't mean you can't mix with other strands, and they aren't gonna smile at you in the corridors, and it's just really lovely.
I mean, I started in year 10 in film and media production, and I think it was the best decision of my life, like starting all the way back then, because it really made me like who I am today. Like when I was in year 10, I dyed half my hair ginger. It looked terrible, but like
you look like these guys.
I really don't. It was like the top half. I just did the top.
No,
It was,
what you meant.
but it was terrible. It was terrible. But like that like was me expressing myself in a way that I would never have got to do if I went to a normal school. And I think just like being able to switch strands, because I managed to interact with everyone from all different strands, and I knew what it was like. And like post 16 is very different to Key Stage 4, but you learn a lot of maturity even when you're in Key Stage 4, because you are in this environment where it's more professional than a normal school. So it's cool.
Before we move on to their performance, it's time for a short break. Here's some upcoming projects by the Film Media Productions. See you after the break.
I heard once that time is like a river. You cannot touch the same water twice, because the flow that has passed will never pass again. If you could stop time, would you?
2nd of November 2048. Please state your name and age for the record.
You knew! You said you were just like me! You told me everything was going to be fine!
The trouble with time is that you always think you need more.
I would have killed for more time.
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light.
It was like something I've never seen before. It had skin like us, bones like us, flesh like us, but there was something different.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Big Brit Showcase. I hope you're enjoying all the upcoming work. Now we have the Year 13 musical theatre students with their own version of Get Down with the Trumpets by the Rizzle Kicks.
Hello everyone, we are Cooler Than You and this is Down with the Trumpets.
Get down. You might hear me make a racket like Wilson, 'cause I love summer, no Rachel Bilson.
Yes.
The winter will come, we just have parties inside, it's fun.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, get down.
We're jamming, we're jamming, we're
Change your
jamming,
voice
jamming,
when we're
jamming,
seven. We're rowdy, we don't make our judgment cloudy, but when the sun comes out, we're still alkies. We don't want to be lousy or shameless, but we're running around like we're brainless. But now I've got cross stains on my brand new white trainers. On my brand new white trainers.
Mama do the hump, mama do the hump hump. Mama, won't you please let me do the hump hump? Mama do the hump, mama do the hump hump. Mama, won't you please get down with the trumpet? Yeah, trumpet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's get down with the what what. Let's get down with the down with the what what. Let's get down with the down with the what what. Let's get down with the down with the what what.
Let's skip to the good bit.
I wanna get down. I get respect now. And when the tune drops, you know it makes your head bounce. Yeah, I move with the flow. And when I enter the room, it shows.
Sit
When I dance,
at risk,
when I dance.
move it and move quick, at risk. Just be careful, you don't lose your chin.
When I dance.
That might just happen, so listen deep. Sit with your madam.
Or she might just leave.
Let's skip to
You
the good
make
bit.
my heart skip.
Bit.
Yeah. Let's get down with the trumpet. Yeah. Let's get down with the trump. Yeah. Yeah. Get down with the what what. Let's get down with the down with the what what. Let's get down with the down with the what what. Let's get down with the down with the what what. Let's get down.
Those were amazing. What lovely voices all throughout that group. Next, we welcome Year 12 dance students, Scarlett Wennick and Max McIlvany.
Hi, my name's Max.
Hi, I'm Scarlett.
We're both Year 12 dance.
Well, ever since I was younger, since I was a little baby, I just kept on moving, like I could never sit still. So my mum decided that it would be best if she put me into a dance class. So my first ever dance class was ballet, and yeah, no, I just loved it. I loved the vibe and the people around me. Yeah, and since ballet, I've done modern and jazz. Recently, I've started doing commercial, well, about 2 years ago. So I've started really, yeah, I'm quite a versatile dancer at the moment, doing loads of different styles, yeah.
I started when I was 5, same as Scarlett. I started with ballet, and I just saw my friend in class, and I was like, that's what I want to do. And then soon realised it was my passion, and I then went on to finding musical theatre and more urban styles of dance, and then I came to the Brit School, which has developed my dance to a new point.
I definitely want to do something dance related. I know I love performing, so that would involve singing, acting and dancing. A few years ago I was in Matilda and Billy Elliot, the musical, and ever since then I just knew that, you know, performing is what I definitely want to do. I just feel so happy and uplifted when I perform, and I just love inspiring others. Yeah, it's just definitely what I want to do in the future.
I also really want to perform. I want to perform on the West End, and I would also like to take my choreography to the next level with my career in the dance industry. So hopefully cruises, and that will open up my network.
Yeah, I think just I definitely want to do something more than just performing. Like, I would love to choreograph or be a dance captain, because I feel like I have the eye for it. I can see when things need to be fixed, and yeah, so definitely more than just performing. For me, yeah, I think it's been one of the best decisions to come to the Brit School and to take dancing, just because in the dance strand you do all the different types of styles. So you do the technical styles, but then you also do street, and we work on improv and choreography as well. So yeah, it just gives you loads of opportunities in loads of different areas of dance to improve. But yeah, no, I love the people, the teachers are really supportive. Yeah, no, it's just a really good school, and when you walk into the Brit School, it just feels, yeah, just so refreshing.
I absolutely love it. Like, I feel it's really developed me, not only as a person, but as an artist as well. And I feel, like you said, all the teachers, they really care deeply about their students.
Yeah.
So much. The whole faculty really takes on board every student's needs, which is really important.
Yeah, everyone's heard. Everyone's treated as individuals, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a really good decision for me to start in year 10, just because it was kind of like a warm-up, sort of, because it wasn't full-on training. Like, we only had a few classes a week, because we could still, just focus on our GCSEs and getting good grades. So yeah, joining in year 10 was definitely a good thing, and you get to be around all the different strands, all different types of people. So yeah, I definitely say to join in year 10 if you can.
I absolutely loved year 10. I feel like I was getting into learning more about the industry, and Brit just helped really a lot. And it's the fact that once we finish Brit, starting at year 10, I feel like I've grown up at Brit, because being there from 14 to 18 is very different to being there from 16 to 18, because it's a complete, it's like my whole, it's pretty much my whole teenhood.
Yeah, year 10 and year 11 really does set you up for year 12, because we do a lot of classes in year 12. Yeah, a lot of training.
It's just a really nice atmosphere, and you can be
who you want to be.
Yeah, in both GCSE classes and your strand classes.
Yeah.
Now it's time to sit down and watch their performance, a dance with a spoken word piece called Flower Crown.
Her heart rarely worked, and when it did beat, it hurt, each one a thud against her ribcage, a stab in her stomach. But hers was not a physical ailment. It was her brain that was failing her. Like poison ivy, it grew through her body. It went unnoticed at first, but slowly she became a garden, a jungle, a greenhouse, if you will. So much that if she lay still, you could hear the flowers as they grew. Hear them really their heads and roar terrible lies that soon became truth, threatening to tip her overboard. And when the flowers grew big enough to be found, she saw them as beauty so profound, she kept them, cultivated them. But just when it looked like all was lost, the clouds in the form of rain fell to earth. The sun had set but was now on the rise. With a beating heart, scars from when she fell apart. Hope blossoming in her ribs, and a flower crown slipping out of her hands.
Now, if I told you that some of those performances were actually improvised, would you believe me? I have a special intel from my producer who says that some of those were actually improvised in the audition and during the performance. Now that takes true talent. It's now time for another break, so here's some upcoming work by the film students.
Christine?
Yes, you must be Stanley.
Yes, I am. Stanley. Show you around the house, the library. This is the dining room.
Lovely.
I'll take your bag. Follow me to your room.
Is that enough? Am I enough? Feel my head getting thin. Is that enough? Am I enough? 'Cause I'm falling over all my feelings.
Hello and welcome back to the Big Brit Showcase. You've just seen some trailers and teasers from the upcoming productions of the film media students. Doesn't it look so interesting? Now it's time to watch some physical theatre by the Year 12's community arts practice.
Hi, I'm Abby.
I'm Sophie.
I'm Mia.
And we are CAP students of Year 12.
Yeah.
I personally, I've always loved performing arts and the theatre, and I've always had a really strong passion for it, but more focused on how I can elevate others through it and kind of share that passion that we all know so much with other people. So CAP was kind of like the perfect course because there's that mix of getting to work with different communities as well as kind of performing and sharing my own passion in different forms.
I really got into CAP because I've always loved musical theatre and performing, but I really wanted to veer it towards social change and kind of making a difference in our community and specifically towards demographics that mean a lot to me. Which is exactly what we get to do in CAP, making theatre for change.
Yeah, I got into CAP because I've always been like a creative person. I always love having that like sense of creative freedom. Like my main sort of interest was like drama and like acting and spoken word. but also how that like helps people, well, how any like creative arts forms help people. So yeah, that's why I got interested in it.
Post-Brit, I would really like to go to drama school, university and study applied theatre and education, and then hopefully after that work in the community arts field, specifically in accessible theatre, again just to make theatre accessible for everyone and allow it through different platforms.
I too would really like to go into applied theatre and education. I think that's quite like a big goal for a lot of people who study CAP, because it means that we're able to do what we do now but just at a higher level, with more responsibility, more facilitation opportunities.
I don't really have like a clear vision, but I have like lots of little different ideas, like maybe like some form of acting or like facilitating, but just basically how to help people through any sort of arts and drama.
It's definitely interesting. I think it's quite emotionally challenging, but I think reflecting on it, it needs to be emotionally challenging because that's when you know you're making impactful work. And I think that's what's so incredible about CAP is we make these performances or do facilitation and we're like, whoa, but it's worth it. And we know that we've made an impact and we've kind of shared our passion with other people. And I think it's really beautiful.
I love it because I think we get to do so many things, and I think quite a common misconception about CAP is that we don't do much performing arts and we're more of a facilitation-based strand, but it is a musical theatre strand, but it's just veered more towards things that can make a difference in our futures, which I think is also especially important as like a younger generation.
When I think of CAP, I kind of think of like a creative roller coaster because like we do so many different things. So like we do like acting and like singing and like facilitating, and we did like a Christmas show in front of young children. So it's very like varied, lots of different elements of the course. But yeah, I love it.
When I first started, I was quite nervous because I was like, oh my goodness, everyone's gonna know everybody. But it wasn't. Everyone was really sweet and warming, and I met people of different age groups and different strands really quickly, and I made friends way quicker than I thought I would.
Yeah, I think also there's such a big thing about joining a strand that could have been continued from year 10 and 11, but because CAP involves such emotional maturity that you need, it starts in year 12. So I think that was quite a cool experience to come in with all people who are starting this for the first time. You're all in the same boat starting it, so that was really cool.
I mean, it was very nerve-wracking at first because like starting a new school is always going to be like nervous, but very exciting. I was really like looking forward to meet new people and like meet like-minded people who are like interested in the same thing that I am, and yeah.
It's such a shame that the community arts practice isn't as big as the other strands in this school, even though they do so much for the community and other people. Let's go ahead and watch a physical theatre performance. That was such a lovely performance. Now we welcome our last strand, a Year 13 music student called George Laws, better known as the stage name Gemini Gemini.
Hello, my name is Gemini and I am a singer-songwriter from the southeast of England. I also write poetry, do performance art, I get the train everywhere, and I think I make pretty good hummus. I went to a secondary school that had a very intense, not intense, but very well put together music program. My music teacher, head of music, she was fantastic. For most of my secondary school experience, I did 5 ensembles a week. I played the cello in an orchestra and a string group, sang choirs, did musical theatre. I was just constantly doing lots and lots of arts and music, so I was not very good at sports. And then one year, my choir sang Riptide by Vance Joy, which, I'm kind of tired of the song now, but at the time it was very cool. And I saw there was people in my choir who could play the ukulele, and they were playing the ukulele for this song, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to be the center of attention. So I took my granddad's ukulele home. My dad had been trying to keep this ukulele from my hands for years, and fell into my hands. I took it home, I started playing it, and then I got a ukulele for my birthday, and then I realized I can just write songs now. I mean, I've been writing poetry for a while, so I thought it was just kind of a process of putting the music and putting the poems together. And then I started writing on that ukulele, and then I became a big boy and got a guitar. Did some music, wrote an EP in first lockdown, came here. Now I'm living the dream, I guess. Yeah, that's how I got into music. We're talking the Grammys. No, I'm not sure. Honestly, I kind of want to... I'd rather win a Brit Award than a Grammy. I think the Brit Awards are a cooler ceremony. Anyway, I might not win an award. I'd love to. Overall, I just kind of want to make art and music with people who I respect and people who respect me. Just to have fun, be able to make money off of it, live in a house with windows and doors and a big red fridge. Just make music that I like, go on tour, play shows, just make friends with music and art and stuff. Yeah. It's been great, but I wouldn't lie and say that it wasn't scary, because I came in just after summer lockdown, and everyone was just I think collectively very anxious. And then I went into this really cool cohort, and I didn't really know anyone. It's mostly my fault, 'cause I didn't make myself findable on social media, because I had a very random username at the time. So when people tried to look me up after an induction call we did to add me to a group chat, there just wasn't one. So I just came into the school being a complete crazy stranger from the countryside. But it was scary for a long time, and because of lockdown, I think we missed out as a year on a lot of opportunities to perform and stuff. But we've really picked up the ball. We've played lots of very cool shows. As of recently, we played an original music showcase at Stanley Arts in Nord, which is an amazing venue that the music department and other departments are very lucky to work with. And yeah, overall it's scary, but now it's been very rewarding. It's a constant process of change. I came here thinking that I knew everything about writing a song, and as much as I cared about music theory, but I came in with the mindset of being a sponge and trying to just learn from as many people and just as much as I can, as constantly, because I found the environment really inspiring. But I walked in and I saw all these people just living their lives. I saw people in dance leotards stretching in the canteen. I saw people doing Shakespeare monologues. I saw people singing and dancing in the corridors, carrying instruments around, and I really thought that it was a really just creative, amazing space. So it's great, it's fantastic. Yeah, cool environment, cool people. I came here, it was the vibes are good.
It is now unfortunately the end of the show. I thank you so much for joining us here today. This is our producer's final project, so it will mean a lot to him if you could just fill in the short questionnaire down below to help out with the evaluation. I thank you once again for joining us. I am your host, Phoebe Cuxton, and to play us out, we have Gemini playing his own original song, June.
I'm Gemini, and this is my song, June. I wrote it in this field. Poor little scorpion, crushed by a water jug,
Last train out of the city, I'm going to need a moment. The sun comes down in a minute. What a pleasant green. When I first heard your voice, I could not hear the birds sing. Crawling back to you, oh, strawberry moon, oh, strawberry moon, oh. Crawling back to you, oh, strawberry moon, oh. Last train out of the city, feel the air on my teeth. Pack a weekend back for the summer, or a lifetime under the sea. I miss my window, think about it sometimes, only ever sometimes, only ever sometimes. Crawling back to you, oh, strawberry moon, oh, strawberry moon, oh. Crawling back to you, oh, strawberry moon. Last train out of the city, feel the air on my teeth. Last train out of the city, feel the air on my teeth. Crawling back to you, oh, strawberry moon, oh, strawberry moon. Crawling back to you, oh, strawberry moon.